Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank my colleague and friend from North Carolina, Mr. Holding, for yielding time to discuss this bill. I filed this bill, H.R. 1206, the No Hires for the Delinquent IRS Act, in response to reading news reports of more than 1,500 employees at the IRS who willfully failed to follow their own tax guidelines, and in a number of cases where they were found to be seriously delinquent on their taxes. For starters, it's the height of hypocrisy for the very agency that is charged with collecting taxes to have employees who refuse to adhere to the standards and guidelines for which the rest of us must follow and abide. Of course, this is in addition to the egregious behavior and abuse of power some in the agency displayed when they targeted organizations for their political affiliation and beliefs. We all remember how the IRS misled taxpayers and the Congress in an effort to deny that such activity ever even occurred. Thankfully, the truth always has a way of being revealed, at least eventually. I think we can all agree that the American people deserve a government that works for them, not against them. Certainly, the IRS is one of the most cumbersome, customer-friendly agencies in the federal government, regardless of how much they're funded. Anyone who denies this hasn't been listening to the American people. Now, let me be clear. There are plenty of fine civil servants working hard over at the IRS and in all the other agencies of the federal government. It's the culture of arrogance and unchecked bureaucratic power that is developed within these agencies that is the problem and the catalyst for the type of disregard and double standard this bill aims to help address. The gentleman will not yield. This culture starts with the leadership at the top. Mr. Speaker, this bill is very simple. It prohibits the IRS from hiring any new additional employees until the agency can certify that every one of their employees who are out of step with the tax requirements imposed on the American people have a plan to achieve compliance. Now, who can argue against this? For all the moaning and groaning I've heard from the other side of the aisle the past couple of days, this is not a bill that merits even one vote of opposition. This is a common sense bill that will help encourage the IRS to clean up its act, and I encourage my colleagues to vote for it. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.